Okay, this video will cover how to make a 90-degree counterclockwise rotation, also known as a 270 clockwise rotation. So, remember, a rotation is when the figure turns a certain number of degrees. Okay? So the first thing we're going to talk about is if I have a graph, to help us out a lot and to remember, we are going to label each quadrant by its sign. So quadrant 1 will be positive, positive. Quadrant 2 will be negative, positive. Quadrant 3 will be negative, negative. And quadrant 4 will be positive, negative. This is going to help us with our signs when we are making our choices. Now, here is the special rule for all of our rotations. If it's not 180, then we are going to swap the coordinates. So as you notice here with the image of A and A prime, notice that the 1 and the 5 are now negative 5 and 1. So the 5 and the 1 swap, so we swap. And then we check what box we're in. So I'm going 90 counterclockwise. Well, we know counterclockwise is this way. That is counterclockwise. We know clockwise is this way because that's the way an analog clock moves, just like in our reference sheet. And so we're going to swap them, and then we are going to move according. So when we move 90 degrees counterclockwise, every time we move 90 degrees, we are going to move one box. So if I'm moving 90 degrees counterclockwise, I'm going to go this way, and I'm only going to go one quadrant. So if we notice, in my quadrant, my signs are negative, positive. So look at my signs here, negative, positive. Okay? If I go 270 clockwise, I go 3 quadrants. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Notice the same thing, my signs in the quadrant are negative, positive. So when I am doing this, I swap my coordinates and then change the sign of wherever I end up. Okay? So remember, if it's not 180, we swap and check the signs of the quadrant. So B prime, then, if we look, I take my numbers, I'm moving 90, it's not 180, so I swap. So now I have 1, 4, and then I go to my graph and I look and I say, hey, okay, I went 1 quadrant, and my signs are negative, positive. So I'm at negative, positive. Okay? With 90 counterclockwise and 270 clockwise, our rule is that we change the sign of the Y and swap the directions. If we take a look at C prime, once again, it's not 180, so I swap 1, 2, check my box. I went 90 counterclockwise. I went 1, 2, 3, 270 clockwise. I ended up in this quadrant where it's negative, positive, so it should be negative, positive. And that's how we do rotation 90 counterclockwise or 270 clockwise.